Hi Capricorn women. So this is your March 2017 I Ching relationship spread. It's meant to give you insight into the influences that might be affecting your relationship. The first two cards belong to the realm of the foundation of the relationship, what's grounding it, and also what could be undermining it. So the first card that you have is representing hexagram 51, which is the arousing. So the arousing is about understanding that it makes a little difference whether what you have to deal with right now is physical or psychological. But when something comes at you with the speed of a lightning flash and you're completely unaware, it can make you panic. But as soon as that first bit of panic goes away, you feel that the tension in the atmosphere leaves as well. So if there's been something that's given you kind of a shock, and maybe you've been really wrapped up with so many of your own things right now, that there's been some sort of shock and a buildup of some sort of energy. It's really just a kind of universe wake-up call. And it's important to know that now you're not going to be able to just roll over and forget about it. Or you're not going to be able to make what happened be smaller than what it is. So this is a good time to learn a lot about yourself and what it is that usually precedes these kinds of lightning shocks, if you will. Certain things that really gave you a lot of stability might not be able to withstand the kind of stress of a huge sort of change that this card is saying could occur. Usually we just don't want to accept the shocking experiences that are coming into our lives, but these give us an opportunity to understand our weaknesses, and they also show the strengths we might not know we had. So trust that this situation is going to unfold just as it will. Can be exciting, and it might feel as if you're surfing a tidal wave at the moment, and just surviving it is going to be exciting and humbling, and you're going to become more vulnerable and more sensitive to your usual everyday reality. Okay, the next hexagram for your partner is hexagram 63, which is completion. And this hexagram is about something coming to an end. So there's been a lot of work on the part of your partner for something, and now it's their time to put their hands up and rejoice in reaching the finish line. It's also saying that whatever your partner is working on, they are coming close to achieving it at the moment. So just by being aware that that is happening, you're going to be able to celebrate with them. If nothing seems like it's coming to completion, you can find true satisfaction on in every aspect of life. So by harnessing your energy and not letting it go, you're going to gather that energy needed for the future. Breakthrough, which is what this card is pointing to, can also happen in a variety of ways. So if there has been some sort of completion, it's really an intelligent thing to do to direct your energies back to the middle ground in a kind of natural way. So avoid boasting, or if you've reached something and you feel like there's no more need to work any harder, that's not the case with this card. So there's no kind of milestone at which perfection is reached, and just realizing that there's perfection in every moment can turn, the mundane or inconsequential into something more grand. All right, the next card is depicting hexagram. Well, first of all, this card is in the place of the emotional climate of the relationship. So this card is meant to focus on the dynamics that are supporting harmony within the relationship and on what each partner is facing in terms of trying to undertake a greater position in communicating more smoothly. This card can also show us where there are some wounds, as well as on the negative traits that maybe the person whose this card has been picked could harbor. And this hexagram is hexagram 32. And 32 is about duration. That's the title of it. So if we see here image of 4 mountains in different times of the year, and when we think of a mountain, we really do think of its stability. So that solid nature of the rock is something that that you need to take into account in terms of the endurance of anything. So really looking at how your partner might be that stabilizing factor within the relationship, and how sometimes they can use that as a way of covering up other things. So anything that needs to grow needs to put down roots, and that means that there needs to be a certain degree of commitment. But when you do take that sort of commitment, life can expand into, just as this card depicts, a multicolored landscape full of possibilities. So by being able to persevere through any situation and being ready to make a move when the time is right, there's a kind of inner silent knowing that isn't bothered by emotions. Also, this card is saying that with regular maintenance and routine could help restore a sense of balance if that's been missing, as well as being able to unemotionally observe outer events. The ability to endure through highs and lows, just as this mountain has highs and lows, through all different seasons, could be what is necessary to enhance each partner's capacities. So harmony within the relationship is going to take certain qualities of the mountain. Okay, the next card is hexagram 58, the joyous. When something is going really well in your life, don't try to stifle it. If you're feeling very good, it's important to share that. So it's really a good time right now, if you're naturally having any good feelings, that you share those. The miracles really are possible when you allow yourself to feel and you allow your imagination to feel. So joy is a powerful feeling, and it enables people to take what is really ordinary and make it extraordinary. So any sort of delight you're sharing, make sure you share it with your friends and family. Also, laughter is a really good remedy. So if you can find a way to laugh, it's going to provide you with a kind of breakthrough and fresh insight that you need. Don't be scared by your own feelings of joy this month, because the more it is circulated, the stronger it becomes. To be joyous is not to be naive. So just like that old saying, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. The world is really asking you to do that. And certainly you are going to feel like smiling. So this card is in the position of the state of mind, the longings or the fears of each partner, and this is in your position, Capricorn women. So this could be something that by contemplating it might help you have a breakthrough. So just by being open to the advice of this card, it might give you some insight. So this is hexagram 56, which is called the Wanderer, and it precipitates travel, or the feeling that comes with travel. So if you've been on a trip lately, sometimes you can feel out of place. You can come across many new things. So a good way of coping sometimes with traveling is to remember that when in Rome, do as the Romans. And if in the past you've felt like you've traveled and or you've been in an unfamiliar situation and you felt that you were judged, it could have created wounds, emotional wounds. So don't try to judge back the people who seem to have judged you because you were different. Those judgments are only based on thought, and if you decide to go that route, it's going to create problems in the future. That by doing that, it's a signal of some insecurity. So remember just to be open to everything and not to take judgments harshly and not to judge back. Also, it's important when you're traveling that you have your luggage with you. So this can also relate to emotional luggage. So it's a good time to let go of all those emotional baggages that you don't really need, all the weight you don't need to carry. All right. So the card of your partner, Capricorn ladies, is hexagram 11, which is peace. And that's a really good hexagram to come up because peace is always a welcome message. So your partner might be feeling particularly at peace, and it's a good time to see how they express that peace and to partake in that with them. Peace can also be a time where we feel like we can take advantage of the situation and just rest. But it's encouraging us this card encourages Capricorn women partners to not be lulled into unconsciousness. So don't worry about what it is that you're not able to control of. And peace doesn't always last forever, but this is definitely a really good hexagram to get in terms of you're hoping for peace, and you can bring it about, and I'm sure that you know how to bring that about. Okay, the final card is called the Insight card, and this card is just meant to give us an idea of everything that we just spoke about and bring it into completion. So this is hexagram 16, and it's known as enthusiasm. So being enthusiastic means being joyful and being inspired, and to be those things is also an invitation to others so that they can experience that as well. So if you think about the enthusiasm for certain things that brought about great works of art, we can get in touch with that own enthusiasm that each of us has within ourselves and for each other. So enthusiasm can never be, it's not something that's fake. True enthusiasm comes from an inner place, and it doesn't really leave a lot of room for trying to get everything perfect, and it doesn't care about being judged by others. So just whatever brings enthusiasm to the two of you, I would suggest partaking in that a lot. And just remember that both your self-expression is necessary and it's positive, and it's going to bring a lot of gratitude. All right, thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And I look forward to your April reading. Have a nice rest of your month.